Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd better upload my 1981 KA Ford Laser. This is a project I've had for I think almost about 2 years. It's a 1981, the year that I was born in. So it's a 44-year-old car. It's a Ghia, and I will go through, because this is nothing what it looked like when I first got it. This is all my doing. I've gone over with great detail of this car to get it to where it is right now. And I think it probably took me around about a year, 6 months to a year to get really fully into it. But this is what the wreck that I bought originally, and I bought it for $300 in out near Diamond Creek somewhere, I think it was. Oh, Plenty Valley. And he wasn't a very terribly great friendly guy. He was quite rude. So he said the car ran, but when I got there it had no battery and yada 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 yada. But yeah, very original condition, and I thought I've got to hop on this. So I don't know why, I'm not really a Ford person. I'm not really into Ford lasers, but this car certainly has really made me quite interested in them. So these are a Japanese car. I think there's a few series of them. The KAKB is notable with me. I also like the KFs. I've had a KF in the past. But I really did love the KAs and the KBs, because they're one of those cars that were around the time years and years ago, well, late 80s, 90s and early 2000s. They were just everywhere. Even into the mid 2000s, you know, people were buying them as their first cars. So this is the second one that I bought. So the other one I bought for $300, and this one I bought for $1,100, I think it was, from the brother-in-law of the original owner. And I went and picked this up in Montrose, or Mount Evelyn, I think it was, Mount Evelyn. And he was really honest with it, and you know, it had only been out of rego for 5 days or something. So the only issue that I really seen with it was auto. Everything other than that was perfect. But base model GL, but yeah, everything worked in it. But I've uploaded some media of the lasers back in the days. So I'll go back to what I was originally saying. So these cars were basically everywhere. Even up to mid 2000s, I used to see them around in Sydney and all little country towns. And I mean, even to this day, you'll occasionally see one getting around with an old Nana in it. So these are very reliable cars for the early 80s. And, you know, they came obviously in 5-door hatchbacks. They came in the variety of 3-door hatchback sports. They came with turbo engines. Usually they were the 1.5, and I think they also came in 1.3. Not 100% sure, but pretty sure they did. But yeah, GL, which was the base model. Then you had the Ghia, and then there was the sports. There was the Carlos and Patty. There was the White Lightning. There's a whole variety of the early model lasers. This one's the Ghia here. So the Ghia came with alloy wheels, side body molds, drivers and passenger exterior mirrors. Interior was the velour fabric with really plush carpets, cassette players, speakers, etc, etc. And this is the White Lightning, which came with the turbo engine from factory. These were limited number cars, so if you ever see them, A couple of the members that I made friends with has them in their collection. So some of the pictures will actually belong to some of the members that I made friends with that helped me out significantly when I joined the group. But yeah, the White Lightnings, they were a limited number car, so they were turbos, and there were, with the laser range, you could literally make them into whatever you really wanted them to be. They didn't have to be extraordinarily threatening, but you could actually dress them up quite nicely if you wanted to. So they did come with a lot of optional extras. This is kind of like a little bit of a fantasy laser in this picture here, which I find quite amusing because I don't think anyone ever had their laser dressed up like that. But options were available to make it look like that if you wanted to. Here pictured is the KA Laser Sports 3-door hatch. And there was a person that I got chatty with in the Ford Laser group who was extremely friendly and very, very, very knowledgeable and helpful. His name's Steve Claude Katie, and I'll caption his car in a second. He's got a few of them, but one notable is his KA Sports 3-door hatch. It's magical. It is honestly magical. And I think what actually made me more motivated to go along with the laser when I got the first one was watching his episode featured on Shannon's. So if you want to watch that, it's on YouTube. It's got his little 8182 KA 3-door 5-speed manual, or all original sports hatchback. And it's as I said, it's magical. So these were the Meteors. I really love the Meteors, and they were over in New Zealand as well. They were produced in New Zealand as well, but they were produced as the laser, and that's why I've included it in these media pictures, because we didn't have the Meteor as a laser, we had it as a Meteor. But that's the KA gear. That's just the base model GL. So yeah, I wasn't 100% a Ford person, and I'm not really still now, but I really do love the boxiness of the KA. The KA is just such a cute looking little car. And once I became familiar with it, I really just wanted to make mine as great as I possibly could. And strangely enough, around the time that I did get mine, they just started popping up everywhere at Pick-a-Parts and Imlacs and, Jollies in Geelong. And I was just like, I didn't even need to think about getting spare parts. They were just already there. So if I went to the wreckers, there was a whole bunch of KA KBs just hanging around. And I was like, oh, I might grab that. I might grab this. So by the time that it got to putting all of these things together on, the final product, I more or less had a great build-up of spare parts that I didn't even realize that I would need. So yeah, I became more motivated once I seen the Shannon's episode, and yeah, once I picked up the second laser, I was like, I don't like the KB as much. I don't like the KB front, the facelifted model. And I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally transform mine into a KB. So that's what I did. And there's only a couple of years distance between them both. The series are basically exactly the same car. Mazda badged theirs as the 323. So if you see them looking familiar to your 323, this is what they are. They're originally a Mazda car, they're not a Ford. But this is Steve's Ford Laser Sports 3-door hatch, 5-speed manual. It's just magical, as I said. And yeah, great motivation for anybody that's got a 3-door hatchback to get it out there and get it recognised. But blacked out grille, the alloy wheels are blacked out as well, black sports trims around the windows, smaller body molds on the side, blacked out rear garnish, I think. Just little differences between the GL and the gear, but not too much. And this is another member's car that I wanted to also add in as well, because he was such a great benefit to me when I was removing the auto trans from the KA, the KB, and basically getting the manual transmission out of the KA wreck. Like he basically informed me with everything. He had so much time for me. He had that little blue KB laser and it got stolen 3 times, and I think he said by the time it was stolen the 4th time he was just sick of it. So now this is what he's moved on to. He's bought himself a White Lightning. I think he's got 2 of them now, but this one is the one that he went to Tasmania and had a look at, and he's bringing it home to Melbourne. But yeah, so he's back in the laser game. So, but I'm incredibly thankful for the laser group, because they were probably the nicest car group you could ever join. Like, I wasn't even expecting, too much, but everyone in that group is just incredible. So a very big, huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for any information that you guys gave me. I wish you all the best. And that's a picture of the turbo in the White Lightning. But onto my car. So once I started opening up all the brochures online on eBay and looking at little things online, and mine's not a sports by any means. It's not even a genuine gear. It's a GL body with gear parts from the wreck. And I thought, well, I really don't like the colour, so silver is the colour that I think is really, really quite stunning on these little boxy face cars. This is a sports 3-door hatch in the KA series. This is the gear. And I thought, well, I can't get away from it having 4 doors. It's never going to be a 2-door, so I thought, well, I'll paint it silver. I'll keep everything that I like about it being a gear, and little bits and pieces I'll swap to a sports vibe. So that's what I did. The only thing that I haven't really changed is the alloy wheels. I did a lot of work on the 5 of them and grounded them all down with the orbital sander, and then smoothed them out by hand with some really smooth sandpaper, and then buffed them out with aluminium polish. The paint work, it's not 100%, but it's very presentable for what it is. But once I started getting the paint work looking good, all the other little things then needed to be done, like the bumpers, the headlamp shrouds, the grille, the side body molds, everything literally needed cleaning up and tidying up and refreshening. The seats, they were so haggard once, the old seats were put into the car with the fresh paint and everything. It just looked horrible. Seat belts as well, I had to freshen them up. The carpet tray, everything in the car that was blue needed to be transformed into black. So all black carpet, black door seals, just door handles, everything. The dash needed to be painted black. It was such an incredibly massive, big job. But I mean, once I started to get it together, looking back on, the collection of photos of what it was, it's really presentable now. If I was to go down in the shops in it and park it somewhere in, Brunswick or whatever, it would look mint. I'm very pleased with all of the efforts I went ahead with these wheels, because they were really, really messed up. a lot of road rash all over the edges of them. You know, all the little details that you see, they took me some time, because also I was working off brochures, you know, and not many people have these old gears that you can look at pictures and go, oh, okay, so this is exactly what it was like when it was factory. You kind of have to just go by judging through the brochures of how they were. The original parts that I had was so haggard that you kind of just was like, well, you kind of made it up, or you went off the old template. So the all blacked out interior ended up being one of the best decisions I made with this. This was my second set of seats that I retrimmed myself. The door trims also, I did them myself as well. They're all completely new vinyl and fabric, stitched up. And it really does look great. And it was the first time I've ever done something mechanically drastic as well on a car. And if I hadn't had the help of Matt from the laser group, I really don't know if I would have gotten it done. It was a big job. It took about 4 or 5 days, and it was blistering cold outside. It was so cold, but I eventually got it all done. And when it started and it drove, I was like, oh my gosh, I bet it won't drive for very long, but it did. And it goes tremendously. It's just such a great little car. The 5-speed manual is just amazing. I'm so glad I did it. It's just such a great, fun little car to drive. Really economical, so easy to park. Now it's all coming together. I'm so pleased. So hopefully, like, by next summer, this is before. So KB body, no rust, in pretty good shape. I just didn't like the colour, and I didn't like it being a KB, to now this. A lot of purists will not agree with what I've done, but I don't really care. I love the KA. So hopefully I'll be able to get it out to car events and stuff like that once I'm confident to go out to those kinds of things. It's a little bit daunting to go to those car meets when you've never really been to one. But I do have a lot of other little projects that I'm trying to get to. And now this is kind of all sorted, I've kind of put it to the back of the list. But next video on the laser, I will definitely stick the camera in on the dashboard and take you guys for a drive with the 5-speed manual. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned in.